come a long way, baby. You know I hope and I pray that you believe me when I say this love will.
First of all, thank all y'all for coming. This is amazing. I think we can all agree. I am Lauren, Lucy's little sister and maid of honor. Here we go. So I'm Lauren, Lucy's little sister. We look nothing alike, shocking, right? I know. But get to know us and it's easy to realize we're sisters and best friends. For as long as I can remember, Lucy's wanted to be a bride. When she was like 6 or 7, she got that my size Barbie dressed in a wedding dress, and Lucy had a matching one. I'm so happy that 20 years later we're standing here and she's in a slightly better looking dress with her real life Ken doll. Lucy and I have been best friends for as long as we've been sisters. I have very few memories of growing up that don't involve my sister. Sure, we had our differences like all sisters do. When we were young, my brother Johnny and we'd gang up on Lucy a little bit. Wouldn't let her join the money club unless she ate a peanut butter and banana sandwich, which are her 2 least favorite foods. And like all sisters, we fought over clothes and makeup. But other than that, all memories with my sister are the best memories. Lucy and I had a lot of talents up our sleeves as little girls. We were artists, chefs, actresses, musicians, all of which we absolutely required my parents to film because we thought we were the Olsen twins. God bless my parents for putting up with us for all those years. It's never ending. I remember when Lucy told me that she first met Andy. She immediately knew that he was the one. She told me every last detail about him, all about how they met. And I was so happy for her. He seemed like the perfect guy. That wasn't until she dropped the ultimate bomb on me that he was a Kansas fan. I wasn't sure if I would ever see past that, and actually I still haven't. It makes for a really good family rivalry though, which brings me to Rieger. Where to begin, Rieger? If only we could rewind time back to the glory days when you wore your Mizzou Big 8's champion shirt and had a pet hamster named Norm. That's right, he did. That's real life. But other than that, you're an all right guy, I guess. You've been calling me sis since day one, and now the day is finally here, and you're actually my bro-in-law. But honestly, I couldn't have handpicked a better guy for my sister. You make her happier than words can express, and I'm just so happy y'all found each other. Plus, you make some pretty good whiskey, so I guess I'll keep you around. But I'd like to end this speech with an Irish toast. For every petal on the shamrock, this brings a wish your way. Good health, good luck, and happiness today and every day. M-I-Z.
How you guys doing tonight? All right, first off, I want to say thank you to everyone who made this day possible and everyone who is here celebrating this day with these two amazing people. As we all know, family stays the same and friends come and go. I'm Billy Wandling, Andy's favorite cousin, boy cousin. Only. And when Andy asked me to be his best man in he and Lucy's wedding, I was both surprised and honored. Andy has so many great friends, I never imagined he would ask his cousin. There's something you may know about Andy. Andy truly honors family. The Riegers, Coons, Hogans, and Wandling. We're a small bunch, but we're mighty. And by adding Lucy to the mix, we're actually increasing our numbers by 10%. A year and a half ago, Andy insisted I come to Dallas to visit he and Lucy. At this point, I had met Lucy, but never spent time with her. This is when I knew it was serious. I knew she was going to be his wife before Andy even told me. Lucy, because Andy would never make a hasty decision in his choice of who to add to this elite group. Well, okay, maybe asking Lucy to marry you the first night you met her was a bit hasty. The more time I spend with you two, the more I see the strengths that you bring out in each other. I'm proud to raise a glass to my smart, loyal, genuine cousin who has met his match with this intelligent, hilarious, beautiful woman. I wish you a lifetime of love and laughter. Congratulations.
Cheers, Bill.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. And now I'd like to bring up a couple of Andy's good friends.
Oh, this is gonna get really good really fast. Oh, this is gonna get really good really fast. Wow. All right.
So Andy and Lucy have pretty much become my second family. You know, they moved up here from Dallas about a year ago, but when we lived in Dallas, I pretty much did absolutely everything with them. It was always Andy, Lucy, me, and my dog Bauer. And literally, you know, we did everything. We did fun things. We did some kind of weird things. You know, I think it was, you know, Christmas a year ago or two. We wanted to take a family Christmas card. And, you know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. But Lucy decided that, you know, I should maybe play baby Jesus. So they wrapped me up in a blanket and I laid at their feet and we took a family picture, which I don't know what happened in the picture, but let's just not put that on social media anywhere. But you know, I actually didn't meet Andy until I went down to college, and we both went to SMU. And I didn't know him before school, but I had some friends who knew him. So I think it was during like a rush party that I actually introduced myself to Andy, and we hit it off, obviously, right off the bat. And we chatted for a while, and then Andy took me and some other rushies over to the Fiji house. And Andy always had a handle of Captain Morgan Spice Rum and Diet Coke. That was his go-to. He loved it. And the thought of that makes me nauseous because I can't even think about how many rum and Cokes we had. But thank God he moved on from that. Now he's actually making good whiskey. So I ended up joining Fiji, and Andy became my pledge trainer. And so Andy loves being a pledge trainer. You know, anybody who doesn't know what a pledge trainer is, it's pretty much like a drill sergeant. It's pretty much like a drill sergeant. You know, he gets to boss us around, and the pledges are pretty much like the new recruits. And Andy loved yelling at the new recruits. You know, he loved having us come clean his room. You know, we'd clean it from top to bottom, and you know, anybody who knows Andy knows that he is kind of a neat freak. OCD. But he actually, you know, he took it a little bit easier on me. You know, he would, you know, tell me to get him like McDonald's breakfast in the morning, which I did. So I'd, you know, bring him back McDonald's for him and, you know, anybody else he hadn't, you know, in his bed that morning.
No one.
Which
Okay.
So, anyway, and yeah, in conclusion. But you know, the day that he met Andy, or I'm sorry, the day that Andy met Lucy, I actually wasn't with him, which is probably a good thing because I probably would have stolen, you know, Lucy from him like I do every girl that he's ever met. Actually, that's never happened ever, but anyway. You know, but on a serious note, Andy and Lucy are absolutely amazing for each other. You know, I've never met a better couple. They are, you know, so compatible, so in love with each other. You know, it's what I want, you know, when I reach that point. You know, Tom Rieger never got to meet Lucy. You know, but I absolutely know that, you know, he's the one who let him find her. You know, there's no one else. You know, let's face it. You know, without Tom's help from up there, there's no way that Andy would have met such an amazing woman like Lucy with a little help from his dad from above. So congratulations to my two best friends. You guys are a perfect couple, and you guys will be an even more perfect husband and wife.
Thanks, Jill.
Oh, thank you.
Mic drop. Mic drop.
That's fun.
Yeah, that was.
I'm Daniel Gillespie, for those of you that don't know me. I've known Andy for about 25 years, which is probably longer than most of his friends. Many of the stories are probably not appropriate for a public setting, so I'll refrain from most of the stories. But, so I knew Andy in kindergarten. Went to Prairie, grew up with him, and moved away, but reconnected at SMU. And in fact, the first night, I think, we almost got arrested, which, sorry, Mom and Dad, I probably didn't tell you that. But so we hit it off pretty quick, reconnected, rekindled, and interned at a number of different places, and graduated to live together. And was there, you know, probably for some of the most important years of Andy's life. Was there when Tom passed. Was there when Andy first met Lucy. Was there when Andy proposed to Lucy. And now here on his wedding night. So it's pretty special. You know, Andy is the rare friend that is truly unconditional in terms of his respect and loyalty, and that's, I think, what I value most with Andy. Now, all the seriousness aside, I'm going to tell a story that is probably borderline not appropriate, but so Tom Keegan, one of our buddies, got married a few years ago, and on his bachelor party, Andy and I stayed in the same room. And the first night, you know, it was in New Orleans, so kind of wandered home in the wee hours of the morning. But I wandered home, and Andy's passed out in bed, and so he's asleep, excuse me. And so you know, it was two guys, you know, I think Wes Gable and whoever else was in the room, maybe Blaze or someone. So anyway, so I go over to get into bed, you know, 4 or 5 in the morning. Lift the covers up, and Andy has no clothes on. And so quickly, you know, my reaction obviously was to pull the covers back. But nevertheless, Andy wakes up and I look at him and he has a kind of an eerie smile on his face, and so he, never ceases to amaze me. But what I want to say in conclusion is, Andy and Lucy, this is something really special. Having known Andy for quite a long time, it's something that you hope the best for your friend. So I'd like everyone to raise a glass and cheers, Andy and Lucy. Love both of you.
That's a good story. All right, so I'm Brian Humphrey, friend of Andy since high school, and really glad to be here tonight. Wanted to thank Mr. and Mrs. Herman, the Coons, and the entire Rieger and Herman families for everything. It's been a great weekend. I think back to sort of my friendship with Andy and bonding over countless parties at Tom's, our love of Shawnee Mission East sports. And Andy's just one of the strongest people I know. He's the only person I know who's missed an extra point, being short on the kick, but still very strong. And I was trying to think of a good story to tell about Andy, but I realized that the thing with Andy is there's not really a specific instance that stands out. It's kind of a lifetime of loyalty and just being a good friend. And he's always been that, and it's an amazing blessing to have him in my life. I remember when I first met Lucy a couple years ago in Dallas, and was just struck immediately by how great she was, but also how happy she made Andy, and realized gradually, kind of over time, that it wasn't just the happiness and that they really made each other stronger together. And I think you can look no further than Rieger Whiskey to kind of see what they can do together. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that in the future, and looking forward to watching Andy go to a lifetime of Missouri games. So I know it's a childhood dream of his. So with that, cheers to the couple, and a lifetime of happiness and being stronger together.
Mic drop.